All right, Imran, what metrics should you be tracking for your podcast? It's a question that we've heard a number of different times. We are not big fans of focusing or fixating on downloads for a number of different reasons. We have a whole nother video that we prepared that's on that topic, and so you can take a look at that. But Jeremy, let's talk about what types of metrics, if not downloads, what types of metrics should people be looking at for their podcast?
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about really what you're looking at is what is your biggest objective for your business? So what is the metric for your business? Forget about the podcast for a second because the podcast should be serving your business objective,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. And there's so many different possible objectives. Every business has different objectives that they're focused on. It could be hiring more high quality people. It could be filling recruiting for a particular role, like a CTO, a CMO, a director of HR, or something like that, where that is mission critical. If you don't fill that role with a quality person, then nothing's going to work. The business isn't going to continue. If that's mission critical, the podcast must serve you and your goals you have for the business. So if you use the podcast to get a conversation with a leader of a community of directors of HR, and that person then was able to introduce you to someone who becomes an amazing director of HR for you, well, that is a phenomenal result for you. That is a huge win that the podcast directly led to, which directly benefits your business. So we tell people that all the time. Another one, Jeremy, big objective might be having high quality conversations with a particular type of client or a new type of client because you want to take your business in a different direction, or you want to focus on a different type of clientele. So talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah. So these are the most common ones we see. It could be hiring, it could be getting more referrals, it could be clients, potential clients, and that kind of falls into the getting the potential clients because if you're exploring a different niche, is this my message and what I'm doing going to resonate with this new type of client? You can actually experiment a little bit, right, with these conversations and get really high level people in that particular niche, right? So that would be another one. And it could be, another example, John, as we've talked about, is from professional development. Let's say you're hiring and doing hiring a sales team, and you've never done that. You could have someone on who's hired 1,000 salespeople and really learn from them. So that's another metric, is just learning from other people's mistakes and accelerating something within your business, right?
Yeah. So I like to think of these in terms of big objectives that you have for your business. So if at the beginning of a 12-month period, you have these big objectives, you want to learn more about a particular type of clientele, have high quality conversations. You want to recruit for a particular role that you're hiring for. You want to get more potential clients. Once you figure that out, then at the end of that year, can you look back and say, I used the podcast in order to serve these objectives. They helped me to achieve these objectives faster, in a better way, higher caliber conversations, introductions to people that I wouldn't get on introductions to. Those are really the metrics that matter for your business because they're helping you to achieve those objectives that you set for your business. Another episode, Jeremy, that we recorded that you probably want to point people to is the 5 types of episodes you should be producing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's kind of 2 categories. It's from a podcast or in general for the business, which is making more money and saving time. Okay. And if you look back at your past episodes, you could check out this episode, which are the 5 different types of episodes you can create. One of which is to have on a referral partner. So if you go to, John can go through his podcast over the past year and look at the people he's had on who are potential referral partners and see, how did those relationships do? We always say if you have 40 conversations this year, if only 10% of them refer, like that's 4 people refer 1 person, that's great, right? Especially with a high client lifetime value. So you can look back and see that's one of the 5 different types of episodes. A referral partner. You can have potential clients on, and that could be inbound or outbound. So potential client on, you can look back in your podcast episodes and go, hey, were any of these people potential clients that either turned into a client or it accelerated the sales cycle? Normally, maybe it takes 3 months. And because of the podcast, it accelerated the sales cycle and it maybe only took 1 month. Or using it as a way to give and nurture to your best relationship. So you can look back and see simply, did anyone become a client itself? Another category is thought leadership, right? Thought leadership is your internal thought leadership producing episodes to share your knowledge. And you can look back and how much time did it save you, right? So let's say this is a good example. We eat our own dog food. How many times, John, do I say, hey, I give them a brief overview of this episode, the 5 types of episodes you create in like a couple minutes, but I send them the full episode, and the full episode you can see is I think around 15 to 17 minutes. So we just saved every time we repeat it, which is probably 10 times a week, 15 minutes every time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
saving time. And then talk about, the customer service part and how that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. So just having those resources available is really valuable for your customer support team. When you're helping with existing customers, educating them, answering their questions, things like that. All of those can be front facing, can be external facing materials in many cases. So why not put it out in a podcast episode and then repurpose it and also use it with your existing customer base? That's content. That's great content marketing. It's content marketing gold, because these are the most common questions, the nuances that your clients are asking and that prospective clients are going to want to know as well. So put them out there. That'll be a breadcrumb that will lead someone else out there back to you, and will save you time, and it'll help with, as far as metrics as far as your customer support goes, it will help to make sure that you're doing a good job of that. Any other thoughts on this, Jeremy?
I mean, I think the other thing that we had talked about was you can use that not only to, it will help the customer support, but you can use it as an internal training tool,
Yep.
right? So if you hire more people, it's a great way to save you time or your team's time of training the next person who's going to be answering these questions or getting them up to speed.
Yeah. Go listen to the episodes. I think that's it. So hopefully that's helpful in terms of the metrics that you should be tracking for your podcast.
Yeah.
Final thought, Jeremy.
So just check out the Do Downloads Matter, and also check out the 5 types of episodes. But the bottom line is, look at the biggest objective and use it for the biggest objective, whether it's hiring, referrals, clients, customer support, professional development, or all of the above.